Have you ever had a stakeholder that doesn't follow through on their commitments? That can be tricky, especially if the stakeholder is above you organizationally. I was working with a leader that had that very circumstance, and just the other day he sent me a message that said, I met with my controller after our conversation the other day and had a great conversation. Our subsequent meeting later that day was the best we've ever had. I'll keep you updated on how it progresses. So I'm going to give you 3 tips that we talked through in that coaching session that led this leader to have that outcome. Of course, the stakeholder was saying, I didn't have enough time to get to what you needed for the project. That's the most common way that stakeholders and other people don't contribute what they need to. My response to that is always, there's no such thing as not enough time. That's, a big statement, and I get that. But we all have 24 hours in a day, an 8-hour workday, 10-hour, whatever your workday is. The problem isn't the number of hours in the day. The problem is our prioritization stack. So the manager wanted the project to be higher in the priority stack of the controller than it was. The controller didn't want it any higher than it was. So the first discussion to have is, what's the priority of this project? That manager didn't know what else the controller had on his plate. So I said, go find out, ask, what else are you working on that's important? I mean, the controller's in charge of finances, right? So there's pretty important stuff in their stack. So first, understand their world. Understand what's in their priority stack that's keeping them from getting to your work. Then the second thing is, make sure you've got buy-in, because that not following through on commits is kind of a passive-aggressive kind of thing, right? Of they're not getting to it. And that probably means they were never bought into the project to begin with. Which means, like the manager didn't understand the controller's priority stack, the controller doesn't understand what this project is all about, most likely. And so what the manager and I came to was, first off, explore, why does the controller come to work every day? What is their mission? What is their goal? They're doing something good for the company. Find out what that's all about. Then, when it comes to this project, if this project helps with that, highlight that, point it out, come to an agreement on why this project is a good thing. And let's be honest, if it doesn't directly contribute to what that person, in this case the controller, is trying to do, be honest about that and say, look, I know this doesn't help you directly, but it helps the company overall because it does X, Y, Z. Get that stakeholder to see the benefit of the project, either direct or the greater good, and buy into it so that they're willing to put it higher in their priority stack. So understand their priority stack, get buy-in. And the third thing, at first the manager wanted to escalate, wanted to go to the next level leader and say, this controller's not contributing what he needs to. We decided that would burn bridges really fast. The better way to handle that is, once you've done those first 2 things, you understand the controller's priority stack, you get buy-in on the project. If there's still not enough resources to handle the really high priority items they need to do, plus the project, create a plan. Do you need more resources? Do you need to hire a temp? Do you need to automate something? What do you need to do? Come up with ideas, and then go as a team to that next level of leadership. Don't escalate, go as a team. So there's 3 things you can do if you've got a stakeholder that's not following through on their commitments. First, understand their priority stack so that you can talk back and forth about it. Help them understand the project, get buy-in, help them see why the project is a benefit to them. And then if necessary, go as a team to that next level of leadership and ask for the resources. Go with a plan and ask for the resources. And then hopefully you'll be able to write a letter that says, I had the best meeting ever with that stakeholder, and we're going to see how things progress. That end is very important, by the way. We'll see how things progress. This isn't one and done. You need to continually build that understanding and that relationship, because things are dynamic and things change. If you've got a stakeholder that's not following through on commitments, I hope this gave you a couple nuggets of information that you can go use. So there you go.